So welcome yet again to our little channel 8101. This week or today, I want us to look at different materials or different sources, but particularly magazines and catalogs today, which you can use to come up with a lot of interesting ideas, or look at different technologies that have been used in different areas, because this is how you get to innovate in your work in the office where you work at. And I want to just show you different mags and different catalogs you can just use. There's this one called RKSA. There's the soft copy. This is the journal of the South African Institute of Architecture. Just go straight into their website, look at the resources tab. You'll find these PDFs. They're available. I think they're free because I have a whole bunch of them. But you can always get the hard copy. The hard copy comes with such rich material. I mean both anyway, soft copy and hard copies, because you get to see things like this. I like this building. It's sort of a very modern, sleek, clean lines kind of setup, and you get to see something like this. You get to see how people can use texture and color and different proportions in terms of the cladding, and how this, look at this, a sleek line, something thin, with a little bit of the same thinness taken vertically, that kind of a proportion, sort of partially reprojected there, and the same language is repeated all over. And then you just get to see the boxes. And interesting piece of a language. Of course, this was not particularly like a house they were putting in there, but it was sort of like an advert. But you get to see how much depth and richness you can get from magazines like this, because you get to have houses being explained in detail, the architects explaining how different buildings, what they were trying to do, where they went from, where they started. Look at the interior work. If you're lucky, you get sketch work. Get to see different presentation types, how the color can be used, and how gray tones can be used in presentation, and how interesting all of that can come out to be. And this is the best part. These are the gems for a technologist. This is like the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital, spiral staircase, and the other parts. And you get to see how they made it, if you can look at that closely, because this is the final thing, and then this is basically during construction, and this will be like the technologist's haven, if I can say, because you get to see how they pieced it all together. This is where you produce your own details and produce your own kinds of work, and this will be really gems. Then there's this one I get from I used to be still working on getting my membership back with CIAT. CIAT is the Chartered Institute of Architectural Technologists. Used to be a member there, and then they'll ship this from England, and they'll give you like they'll ship in different magazines. Really, they have different magazines, and this one is called AT, Architectural Technology. You get all kinds of gems from this, because you take a look at this building. They'll show you the construction, show you the different details, explain what's going on, give you fine details and fine print of what was happening in there. And really, it's a technologist magazine. Get to see this stuff like this, and how it's built, how it comes together. All of it is explained. Very interesting buildings. They show you different buildings that have gotten awards of excellence for that year or shortlisted. You get to see as a student how other students get to do their work. This is works by students, and it's quite interesting. It's just amazing work. And you get to have very interesting details that help you and enrich you in your own case, wherever you're at, student or professional. Then there's the Architectural Technology Journal. Also comes with very interesting articles like applying biophilic design principles, and whether you have to learn about beam and all those things. Then there's like the special edition of the AT Journal for the year, which also comes with very, very interesting kind of material inside it that can enrich you, improve your skill. This comes once a year. It's Digest of the South African Architecture. This is a very interesting magazine. It can be expensive, can be pricey, but it's worth an investment. All of these are worth an investment, because they get to give you great detail, like very interesting projects. Get in there. The material inside is just amazing. You need to get a copy, because from stuff like this, you learn design, you learn different technologies, different construction techniques, you learn very interesting ideas, how to from basically environmental design to architecture science. Very interesting concept, looking at the cladding system here. Possibly sometimes they even put in the suppliers, and you are already enriched as a person in terms of where to go to, who to look at, different ideas, what's possible, what's not possible, and all these things. So you get to be a very enriched technologist. And then there's always supplier magazines like this one, WR Walls and Floors. Always come with very interesting kinds of detail, data, and information. So you always want to have things like this, because look at this cladding and awning system. Very interesting pieces of detail. Like this ceiling, very interesting details you can use for the ceiling in terms of design. And then you always want to keep different manufacturers' catalogs, because from them you get to create very good specifications, very up-to-date specs. It's a very, very, very interesting piece of a catalog, and it's by is it Criso? Then there's the Kohler one, gives you dimensions, gives you generally everything. I like the way they've put it up, because you get to see if you're looking maybe for showers, for taps, for toilets, for suits, basins, different things, like you get to open, go to there, you open inside, specs are in there. If let's say we get into basins, dimensions are in there, get to see the basin, different types, everything is generally supplied in these catalogs. So you always want to invest in different types of magazines, catalogs, and other mediums that communicate AT, because you always want to stay relevant and ahead where possible, because you want to see what's been done, what's out there, what's new, so that you can be able to use it. Even as a student, when you're presenting, you're able to defend it with backed up data.